Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Belinda here from Visualised NZ. So if you watched my video, which is, as I'm recording this, it's still uploading, but it's the Thursday video. I was making these circle pockets in that video, and this one I didn't finish off because the Mod Podge hadn't dried by the time I was needing to do it on camera, so I finished it up off camera and thought, well, I'll show you how it turned out. So this is going to be glued down. It turned out that I couldn't get it to work, that the chickens would be, or ducks rather, the ducklings would be the right way up, or that I'd only like get half of a head or something, and I've just got one little eye up in the top corner. So I've gone with the scrapbook paper for the mane, and then just these pieces of the napkin, which I actually love. I think all I wanted to do was take away from the white that was on the back of the paper. Please excuse me, I've not long finished lunch and I think it's still stuck in my throat. So I've achieved that, and it's added some texture, it's added a bit of colour and a bit of interest. It's got a really lovely leathery type feel too, so it should be really nice and tough for putting things in. So I thought what I wanted to do in today's video is go ahead and make the ephemera to go inside this pocket. Since I know what journal it's going to go in, which is my Playful Days journal, then I can make the ephemera, I can put it on the page and be one step further. So this is the page that I'm going to pop it on. It's a book page from Sleeping Beauty. I've just done a bit of stenciling around the edge where my pocket won't cover, just to give it a little bit of something in the background there. It's, you know, you could write on this area if wanted, a note or a heading or a date, something. So that's my plan, that's going to go there, and I'm going to go ahead and glue it down, just so that that's taken care of. Now, if you did watch the video prior to this, you would have seen all sorts of issues I was having with my glue just spouting out the top. So I have grabbed out this bottle, which is, you know, only got a little bit out, and it still does do the volcanoing a little bit, but nowhere near as badly. So it definitely makes a difference as how much glue is in the bottle. So saving myself a bit of grief. Now you could glue this down just on 3 sides and have it as a pocket in behind as well, but because I'm gluing this to a small page, because it's a small page, it's not the normal size page, I felt like I didn't really have room for that, so I'm just going to glue the whole thing down and then have fun filling the pockets. So make sure it's straight. Get tissue to get some of the glue that might spill out. There we go. So, whoops, there's a little bit there where I just lifted the tissue by being a bit rough. Oops. Now, I've got all these glue sticks that I need to get a palette knife in and scrape out the glue from the top of, because I hate wasting that glue that's in the plastic top. What have I done with my glue stick that's actually still got glue in it? Just bear with me, I might have to check them all. Right, that one's down to the plastic. This one. Yep, that one. Must be getting low because I couldn't tell the weight difference. But there's so much glue in that plastic bit that I hate just throwing it out. Still can't find my palette knives though, so I really just need to buy a new set because they're not expensive, those plastic palette knives. I just need to buy a new set and then I'll be good as gold. It just frustrates me that I can't find where I've put them. Right, just have a wee drink of my tea and hopefully that'll stop me getting froggy throat again. Yum. I've just made the tea so it's nice and hot. Right, so for this pocket, because it's Playful Days, I thought I'd look at my children's books for some ideas on what to use to put in the pocket. I have got the offcut of the scrapbook paper, which I could use, but I'm kind of feeling like it would be too much of the same, so I can use that elsewhere in the journal. But I've got this copy of, what's it called? Wham! Annual 1966. And it's falling apart. It actually was in a plastic sleeve. This is one that I got free from the book sale recently. And I was looking for something that might be suitable, and I thought this page would possibly work. So I'm just going to tear that out, and I don't feel at all bad about ripping out a page out of this because it is totally falling apart. Right, and I've got another one up here too, which is equally falling apart, which is Huckleberry Hound. So I'll do, because we need 4 things I think for this circle pockets. So one in the back here, one in behind here, and then probably one each in here, I'm thinking. So we'll take the first one, the one that's going to go at the back, out of this page. Sorry, now I've got burps sitting that sort of threatening to come, but not coming. Right, so I'm thinking about this top bit up here, mainly because of the yellow, to kind of tie in with the yellow. I do like this bit down the bottom as well though. So let's just look at the measurements. So I'm looking for 5 inches by 4. So if I cut it down to the border, what if I took it down to 5 3/4? Is that too much? Let's just do a quick measurement. It would work, but it's possibly not what I'm after. I could go 5 1/4, but okay. Right, I'm just going to start cutting so I can kind of get a feel for where I'm going. So yeah, as you may be able to tell, it's still windy. Yeah, really windy, but it's cooled down somehow. I had to put my hoodie on because I was feeling cold. I was getting goosebumps on my arms. I'm not quite sure what that is about, because I'm sure that it is very warm outside. Maybe there's a bit more cloud cover or something. It's just brought the temperature down a little bit. Right, so cutting off that side strip. Now I wanted it about 4 wide. How wide's that? 4 1/2. That's too wide. That won't fit in the, no, definitely won't fit in the pocket. So, oh, here's a thought. Maybe I could take that bit. No, it's still too wide. Okay, stop being precious. Get on with it. Right, so I am just going to make a mark at 4, and I'm not going to worry. Actually, slightly, no, at 4. I'm not going to be precious. It will turn out how it turns out. If I don't like it, I can choose another part and start again. It's honestly, don't know why I'm making such a meal of it. It's not like I haven't got the whole rest of the book to play with. Do you do that? Do you sometimes labour over something that's not worth labouring over? Or is it just me? Right, let's go 5. Again, I'm just going to be ruthless, cut it, and it is what it is. It's hard to see on that black. You can just see it. And I'm not at all familiar with this particular annual. I don't remember it growing up or anything. It's older than I am by quite a bit. It's more my brother's age. So it's got no sort of sentimental value either, which makes it easier just to get in and cut it up. Right, I do think that's a bit of fun. It's interesting, it's colourful, and I'm just going to check that it fits okay. Yep, and it fits nicely. So, need to back it. What am I going to back it with? I might go with my brown paper pad here. The book pages that I'm using, the annual pages, not super thin or anything, but I just like the idea of this. I'm loving this pad. I'm so glad I bought it, and I can see I'm probably going to have to buy more. When I went a couple of weeks ago to the shop that I got this from, they only had a couple left, and I was like, oh, should I buy one now? But I didn't really have the $4, which is really awful to say, but I didn't. And then I went again to the shop, last week, while my husband ducked into the supermarket, and I saw they had new stock in, so I was like, yes! I was quite relieved. It's always a possibility, isn't it, that when you find something and really like it, that other people find it and like it too, and therefore stock runs out. But yeah, super happy to see that they had some more in stock, so I might just have to duck along there and buy another one just in case they run out, because I know I'll use it. Right, so I'm just using my craft knife for all this because I find it quick and easy. Oh, I think I know what's affecting me. I think it's the red onion I had in my salad. I think that's what's causing me to have a few burping issues. It was super yummy though. Lemon pepper tuna with mayo on a salad. It was good. Right. Now, do I want to do a tag shape or round the corners? Rounded corners, because everything else is rounded, maybe. Let's tempt fate while the glue is still a bit wet. Yeah, tempting fate's right. Not working that great. So maybe I will save the corner rounding and inking once I've done the other bits that I want for these pockets. That might be a good idea, mightn't it? Right, so that's going to go in there once it's finished. Now we need one for here, so I measured that out at needing to be 4 by 3.5, and this is inches. And I haven't chosen out a page for this. Oh, look at all those beautiful bright colours. This paper is actually even thicker than the other one. So 4 by 3.5. How tall is he? I mean, I could go taller. Oh, it's got masking tape holding it together. I just kind of want to flick through and enjoy too, because Huckleberry Hound is a cartoon I do remember. Is it a bit much having two cartoon things in the pocket? I could go this way and then go cartoon down here. Or another thought is maybe a plainer, duller yellow, so it's not gives your eyes a bit of a rest. Maybe this one. Let's tear this one out and have a look. This thing, it might perhaps, even though it's got quite a busy pattern on it, it's more pastel in tone, so it might just provide that little rest for the eyes, so you can actually appreciate the busy parts. Otherwise it might all be a bit much, mightn't it? So what would that look like in there? I'm just going to go for it, and if it doesn't work, we'll just use it in another place. How does that sound? So again, I'm just going to mark with my pencil. So we want 4 by 3.5. Just lining it up on the grid. It looks straight, hopefully. Now this is the trick, that I can't line my ruler up completely. So hopefully this is as straight as I can get it. And I'm going to attempt this a bit kick-handed, ruling horizontally instead of vertically, which can go a bit pear-shaped sometimes. Not too bad. Went slightly off the ruler, but right, just going to check what it looks like. Oh, I think I've got to cut it down a little bit. Doesn't quite fit. What if I put it that way? Yep, that way, and I think that works quite nicely. It just a bit of calm there in the middle, and then we'll go cartoon down the bottom. So I'm just thinking whether I want to make it tag shaped. I'm thinking yes. Let's just go ahead and make it tag shaped, although I might back it first because there's thinnish paper. That one's not quite big enough, so let's just pop it on this. Oops, getting stuff everywhere. Oh, I just gouged my glue. Bother it. And I'll probably add something to this as well, so it's not going to just be totally plain. Glue. Ugh. How about if I put it this way up, and then I'll scrape the glue off onto the book page instead of onto my brown paper. That way. And then, yuck, globs of glue. So annoying when that happens. Not just because it's messy and sticky and gross, but also it's a waste of glue. Right. Get rid of that. I've already used the other side for glue, so it's nice and tacky all over. Right, and somehow something's not straight because it didn't line up on the edges properly. So I'm going to just trim it with scissors, and once it's cut into a tag shape, it'll be fine. So hopefully you are enjoying this series on the Playful Days. Not that I've done a lot of it. There's certainly heaps that I do need to do. Whoops. I think that is completely a dog's breakfast. I just chopped into it. Yep, I did. Chopped into it very badly. So let's just do a little bit of fix up there. I mean, when I line it up on the mat, it doesn't actually look that bad, but I don't like it, so I'm just going to fix it up. Right, there we go. And for this one, just check which way it fits in the pocket now. I'd hate to cut it the wrong way. Yep, that way. It's got a bit of an edge showing. So before I cut it, I'm going to it's just the tiniest sliver. By the time I ink around it, it's probably not going to matter. See, this is my perfectionist side coming out. It's just, sometimes it's ridiculous. And I laugh at myself. But I go ahead and do it anyway, knowing that I'm being quite ridiculous and fussy. Right, now we'll do the tag shape. I might take it in quite steeply. Just see how that looks. It's going to be a wee squat tag, but that's fine. It's fun to have different shaped tags. They don't all have to be the same dimensions. Just add some interest and perhaps a bit of unexpectedness. Right, so that's going to go in there. So I still need to ink round it and round the bottom corners, which I'll do once the glue's dry, or hopefully dry. Right, so now we're back to cartoons. So I'm thinking if we could get like one of these blocks would look really cool if we could get. I mean, that one there is quite fun. All Martians, get back on your ships at once. Do not return to Earth again. I mean, that's quite fun, isn't it? And nothing on the other side that I'm particularly enamored with. So let's go. I'll just check that it's the right size. I've done sizes for these, but it's not super important. I just kind of went with a rough idea. So 2.5 by 1 3/4. So it's a bit wider than what I was anticipating, and quite a bit. I'm just going to cut it out and try it for size. Stop being so pedantic. Gosh, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Being so persnickety. Is that the right word? Or is that something else? Oh. I want this to work though, because I think that's quite fun. And I suspect this is actually from the first annual, not the Huckleberry Hound one. I think somewhere along the way I dragged out different parts, and yeah, I think that will fit fine there. And let's just look for something else. So maybe we'll make sure we go for Huckleberry Hound. And let's see if we can find something maybe that's a little smaller than that. Those are all the wrong way. So we need a vertical one. These might all be, well, that's vertical, but it's too big. I'm looking for one that stands alone too, that sort of makes sense or is interesting without the context. So a few things I'm trying to match up in an image from a book that I'm not familiar with. Does that sound like it's going to take just a little bit of time? Oh, quite like that one. It's a bit wide. Oh, that one might be quite fun. He's mad at the alarm clock for waking him up. Let's go with that one. Oh, but it's Tom and Jerry. And is it Tom and Jerry? not Sylvester. What's the name of the cat? I can't remember the name of the cat in Tom and Jerry. Oh, Jinx. Jinx, that's right. Jinx, the cat. Gosh. Oh, or do I want the Z, the sleeping one? Oh, dilemmas. I wish you could tell me. I'll go with one of those. So let's have a look at the colours. Got orange, more orange, or more green. I'm thinking orange. Okay, let's go with the one I was originally planning on. I'm just going to cut it out this way first to make it easier, and trim it down. And this is really thick, so perhaps I'll use a different paper on the back than the brown, because this is really quite thick paper. I don't know if I'll round the corners on these either, because that might look a bit funny, because I've got the black border around the pictures, and then if it just goes missing at the corner, although I will ink, so I've been so totally indecisive today, or this afternoon. Right, so it's just two little things. I feel like they're too tall. Oh, fuss pot, get on with it. Right, yes, this is a thinner paper, so that was definitely from the other one. And then this Huckleberry Hound one. So let's go for some different paper on both of them. I've just got this creamy bit of sort of ordinary weight copy paper, and I think that will be quite adequate for these, because they're not big, and you can still see a little bit of the design underneath, which is fine. Not that this one is particularly interesting, but the other one has got the cat crashing through a window. You down there, and you. Yeah, did anyone give the circle pockets a go from the previous video? They are really, honestly, so easy, quick and fun. So good thing to have in your stash, ready to go to pop into a journal, or to use if you need extra space in your own journal. Yeah, I just hope I can remember all these ideas, because you know, you see something and you do it and then you forget about it, and I guess that's just the way of things. Oops, you haven't stuck down properly. Why haven't you stuck down properly? Give you another press. So don't forget, you're more than welcome to share pictures of what you've been crafting, whether it's come from my video or not. Just whatever you're up to creatively, you can share them in my Facebook group, Visual Vibes. I would love to see what you're up to. Or if you're not on Facebook, or if you prefer Instagram, then you can tag Visualized NZ on Instagram, and then I'll see what you're up to. So I love being inspired by you guys as well. It's super fun. And even if you do something that I've done, you'll do it differently, and you'll have a different style, different look to things, and a different way you use them even. So yeah. Okay, it's quite a busy wee pocket, but the theme of the journal is Playful Days, so I don't mind the busyness at all. It suits the journal. Perhaps in a typical journal, you know, another theme journal, it might be a bit way too much. But I think this really works for the journal. Oops, my corner around it is still not very happy with this. Oh, maybe it needs a sharpen. Right, and then do the bottom of the tag. That works better. Maybe it's just the paper. Oh, no, that didn't. I was thinking maybe it was this vintage paper. It was a bit soft or something that it wasn't liking. Now, to round or not round? I think I'm going to round. No, I don't want a tag. I want a round. Oh, gosh. Perhaps it is the paper's a bit soft. Or a combination. The glue will still be wet on these little ones. Old soft paper and possibly needing to sharpen my corner rounder. We'll get there, people. Alright, I'm just going to punch them and then trim up with the scissors all at once. That wasn't too bad. Just a little bit of a tidy up. Bit of a mission, but there we go. We got there. Right, now some ink. Just pop that away, out of my way. This journal, in case you haven't seen any in this series for this journal, everything is going to be inked. That's part of the look I'm going for this one. It's that combination of bright fun colours with the vintage photo, just to give it some definition and a consistent look across the board or across the book. Here we go. So this one, these cartoon ones, I'm not going to embellish at all. I think there's more than enough going on. If you were to embellish, then something sort of plainer, like a label or something that's not decorative, would help to tone down the busyness. But like I said, this suits the theme of the journal. Actually, I need to do the backs as well. So I'm not going to try and tone down or add anything to these. And I will probably add something to this other one. Not sure what yet. There's that. Could put a tag topper on this. Something that just thought of. Not sure what. Yet another video where I come on with a half-baked idea, a loose plan of what I'm going to do, but not the finer details worked out. Right, lots of crumbs everywhere. Blow them off. Right, do I want a tag topper? Oh, more crumbs. I'm just going to try it in there. Could go whale tail, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, they're right at the back of the shelf, of course. Right. These are all quite... Oops, sorry. I just kicked the tripod with my foot. These are quite decorative, but I think there's some more neutral ones in amongst them. These are from Artsology. Perhaps this one. This one's not too bad. Give it a test run to see. Yep, I don't mind that at all. So I'm just going to ink around that and then glue that on the top. Glue stick. Just busy looking around for where I'd put the glue. I find the whale tail very easy to gouge the glue on. If I'm going to gouge it on anything, quite often it's a whale tail. I think that looks rather cute. Right. And what would I like on the tag itself? I keep looking at more of these, but no, I want to stay away from those. Do have this storybook, which is simpler colour, or she's kissing a bunny. It's kind of cute. That would fit too. Is it too much? Or, here's another idea. We could, I'll pop this up in front of me and grab this back down. We could go for something completely different and go a flower. I have to say that's not really doing it for me either. It's so different in style to the rest of what's in the pocket that it's kind of like it's not gelling for me. Okay, what else have we got? Sorry guys, I'm being a bit muddly here, a bit indecisive. Oh, what about one of these? So this is a set from a magazine, Practical Publishing. Doesn't say the name of the magazine, just the publisher. So, whoops, wrong side, that side. Thinking maybe like one of these animals. I kind of like the bird. And I'm just thinking to simply black and white, or rather black, black ink, and just leave it quite graphic. Oops, I need a bigger block than that wee one. It's got his tail to fit on. And let's just do something that's, and I'm going to stamp it straight onto the tag, so I'm tempting fate rather than stamping it onto something else and then cutting it or tearing it. I'm just going to go straight on and hope that it stamps well. These stamps do typically stamp well. I just have a feeling that I'm in a slight curve on my desk, so I'm going to slide this over a little bit so I don't end up with a void in the middle, hopefully. Oh yes, love that. And I think that's just enough detail and interest without making it too overwhelming. So sometimes you do have to just play around and go through different options to work out what's going to work for you, what's going to work for the particular thing that you're making, what suits the style of what you're doing. And then I'm thinking maybe just a word. Okay, looking for my words. I've been shuffling everything around on my shelves and putting them back in different places, so it's a bit of a mission at the moment. What have we got here? Bird song. Here we go. Let's go bird song. And I think that's cartoony enough. It's a more of a folk art style, but it's cartoony enough to fit with the style of these cartoons. Give that a little bit of a edge. And do I want book page under it? No, I'm going to keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Remembering that this is where our eye gets a rest from everything else that's going on. There we go, a little bird song, and tuck that in there. So there we go, there's one of the filled circle pockets. So fun. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on that side of the pages yet, or that, but this one's done. So we have, to recap, in our top pocket we've got this fun journaling card made from a annual, Wham annual. When I say Wham, all I think of is the band. Then in the next pocket down we've got this fun tag, just a bit more simple and restrained, just to give a bit of a break in your vision. And then in these bottom wee pockets we've got our two little journaling cards made from cartoon frames. So that one from the Wham Annual and this one from Huckleberry Hound. So super cute. I think that's going to look lovely in the journal. Which I'll grab back here. I have buried it under other things. And pop the page back where it will go. So it's going to go in there. Like that. There, I think that's a lot of fun. And then you've got this plain page here, lovely colour, which just also just gives your eyes a rest from the busyness of this. So there we go, there's one of those pockets decorated up. I hope you enjoyed this and that it's useful to see how to go about filling those pockets. I'd love to see what you've made if you make anything, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.